We up in here mm, with a cup of tea, right? And so I'm not gonna lie. This question there says, why do black women get labeled? I usually try to stay away from the whole black woman tropes and shit like that because of the amount of backlash and negativity that's received. You feel me? You cannot say anything other than positivity and affirmations around black women on the internet unless you want flack. And so today it looks like I'm signing up for some heat and I don't really give a fuck. So what we have is a talk show. As you can see, there are multiple people of color, men and women. The woman who's speaking is Jada. Don't know who the fuck she is, but let's just delve into what's on her heart.
Love to, like, that is what they do. They commit to their family. More of them issue for us black women. Like, other cultures take pride in taking care of their woman. They know. I'm just saying
that is very
weird.
Black
women. It's not all black women, but it's as soon as me, as my dark skinned self, say that I want to live just like these other women who are taken care of.
Very good point.
They're well taken care of, and their men take pride in that.
Jada.
They love to take care of their family. They love to be dependent on. They love to be looked at as, I am a man that provides for my family and my home. And then when I say that, it's like, well, what are you doing? It's not that I'm not doing anything. It's just that men. It's just that other.
All right, so the first thing I have to say is as soon as it got to the point of reciprocity and equality, so what is it that you're doing in order to have someone who does? It's not that I'm not. Clearly, there's something missing. And I won't say clearly because I don't know this woman. I don't know her life or anything like that. But in order to obtain a thing, you have to do the necessary work to acquire said thing. If you want to compare a relationship to a basketball game, it's a partnership. You have to work together, right? It's like me saying, I want to be on the all-star team that gets private flights and hotels and free food, but I'm still playing the game on a junior varsity collegiate level. I'm not able to play in the big leagues yet and receive the same accolades that they do. And so what do you have to do? You work on your basketball skills. If your relationships aren't garnishing you the types of partners that you want, maybe the partner you're looking for isn't a match emotionally, mentally, vibrationally for where you currently are. So you might have to change some things or level up. I'm not saying she does or doesn't. I don't know her. But as soon as the idea even was introduced, she said, as soon as I get to talking like this, people say, well, what are you doing? And no, it's not about that. It's not that I'm not. Clearly, you're not, because you're not in the relationship that you want to be in. So your ball playing skills probably aren't where you think that they are.
Men in other cultures love to, like, that is what they do. They commit to their family. More of them get married. We have issues with even having our men commit. And I think that that's an issue. I'm not saying
Jada.
I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of non-committal men in other races just as well. Like, the only difference is, I'll say in some Asian cultures, there's a level of, outward expectation. That don't mean that niggas is not cheating. Like, and this is another thing. For her to be talking about other cultures and then say, but black women, it's like, if you're going to talk about the way other cultures handle things, you have to talk about the whole culture and not just the aspect of it that you like. You like the relationship aspect and dynamics that you see. But what about the dynamics that are unsaid, such as pushback? You feel me? Challenging. You feel me? There's still, in other cultures, the idea of the man being autonomously correct, which means the woman doesn't have space to say shit. That's a cultural difference.
I'm not saying, and you know another thing, no one's gonna say anything about you interrupting me, but they went ham on me like why she keep interrupting him? She's so disrespectful and ghetto, and she's a ghetto hood rat and ain't gonna never get nowhere in life. And I'm just like, well, why y'all be going so hard on me? I can't open my mouth as a woman. Oh, y'all should go back to
I know y'all see how homie just took a sip of his drink and then went like this. It's because of the fact that she won't shut up. It's like literally 3 different people have said Jada just in an instance to try and respond to everything that she's expressing. And he's realizing that he's either going to have to aggressively talk over her or just shut the fuck up, which he just shut the fuck up, which is what a lot of emotionally mannered men are going to do. All right, there's no need to combat or fight with you to talk first, but it is mad annoying to not be able to talk. So you got it.
Times where you would get slapped for speaking back or whatever, and I'm like, yo, it's not that deep. I'm just saying, I feel as though Black women cannot express that we want to live a life where we are provided for and protected and taken serious and given the ring. Like, of course, you're married, so but in a lot of scenarios, we sit amongst a lot of Black women. And
you're absolutely right.
They are not married and they're not committed to each other, and it's and there's always an issue with that.
Can I tell you the problem?
Yeah.
Can I tell you the problem? It's not that Black men don't take pride.
I think
what is it?
Women.
I think Black men take so much pride in taking care of their partner. I think Black men take so much pride in going the extra effort to make sure that their partner's good. I think after a certain amount of time.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit right there. They ain't even let him get to the answer. But I agree. I feel like a lot of men take a level of commitment and seriousness so serious that they'd rather not even step into it if it doesn't seem to line up in a certain aspect. You feel me? And I feel like a lot of young men, I know for a fact that a lot of young men see thought-like behavior online, on the internet, OF. It's like if you're under 20 and you see the amount of promiscuity that's going on and that fact that it starts as young as 12 and 14, these young niggas is scared, dog. Like, you're like, okay, so you're telling me there's nothing that I can do or say outside of making her attracted to me and wanting to be with me. But she's also attracted to older guys, buff guys, rich guys, smart guys, athletic guys. Like, nigga, I can't be all of them guys. And she only respects me if I give her the things that she wants. So I'm conditioning myself to be performative all the time. And then once I finish performing, there's still the possibility and probability of it not working. Not because I don't want it to, but because she's emotionally unfulfilled in some aspect. And it doesn't matter which. Yeah, bro, I'm just gonna tap out of this game. Like, until I can find someone who's on the active side of being a good partner already before I even come into the picture, yeah, niggas don't give a fuck no more. It's too much stress to even expect someone to understand how to be a good partner or to be willing to sit down and have a conversation about what it looks like to be a good partner. Because, nigga, what are you doing for me? I'm not doing anything for anybody who's not my partner. And yeah, I really wish they would have let homie finish what he had to say. But I mean, Tay Tay, this is her page, and she usually be saying some good shit too. So we'll just finish it out with what she got to say.
Now, you know what I noticed right off the bat of her communication style? She likes to be the only one speaking. It's so funny how she goes off on a tangent and she explained what she wants 6 times, 6 different ways. It kind of gets annoying and naggy.
No, kind of. It definitely gets annoying. It gets annoying. And it's like, when you start speaking so much and not even leaving the floor for the other person, it shows them that you're not even considering them. their input doesn't matter. So why am I even going to say anything to you? And why would I want to build something with somebody who's not even listening to what I have to say? They're not even valuing my input, which means you don't value me. Part of the thing that men are talking about when they're talking about being respected is feeling as if what they have to say matters and like they matter. Is not necessarily I want to be respected. It's a sign of appreciation. You feel me? Respect is a sign of appreciation, and listening to somebody is showing that you're caring about them and how they feel. If you don't care to hear what I have to say, that means you don't care about how I feel. And if you don't care about how I feel, you don't care about my well-being long term. And if you don't care about my well-being long term, then why the fuck are you in my face? And this is how a dude who actually knows what he wants and has a sense of self and some sense of self-esteem isn't just gonna put up with this shit. Dudes who just put up with any type of treatment, talking, and behavior is because of one of two things. Either one, he doesn't care about you. He does not care anyway. You are not a permanent marker or factor in his life. So he'll deal with the bullshit because he knows it's not gonna be long term. Or two, there is some insufficiency within him, whether it's he's emotionally deficient, he's dependent, or he's lacking his own confidence in self, and you are giving him some certification of worthiness. And so he'll put up with the bullshit because at the end of the day, still being in proximity and in relation to you gives him a sense of self-esteem. Those are the only two reasons, in my opinion, why niggas put up with women that are not one team players and don't show any type of care for them emotionally or mentally. Is because you are strictly physical gratification, or being around you is denoting of his own self-worth because he's insecure. Any secure, competent man who knows what he wants out of life isn't going to accept treatment from anybody that he doesn't want and that he doesn't like. The fuck?
Thing when he started talking, she kept interrupting him. One of the things a lot of women don't learn, and this is all women, not just black women, no man's gonna want to be with you if he has to talk over you. Men are usually the leaders and they want to be respected and they want to be heard. And if you act like you're the king and you override things, I don't think a man's gonna want to pay or help or do anything for you. The softer you are, the sweeter you are, the better you handle disagreements and the better you handle conflict and things like that are going to make the man go, you know what? I want to take care of you. Men will always see you as a precious being in the beginning. What you do and how you speak is going to make that man go, oh, hell nah. You can make a man look at you like you're a pit bull or the cute little teacup chihuahuas. Once you have a man look at you like you're a pit bull, he's never going to look at you the same because you can't go.
That's funny as hell. She said you can have a man either look at you like you're a little pit bull or a teacup chihuahua. But she damn sure right. Once you turn into that pit bull, you got a lot of work to do before I could look at you like a chihuahua again. Especially if you started off acting like a little chihuahua. And then I'm gonna be like, oh, so she was playing games this whole time. That's not who she is. Bitch is aggressive. Bitch is violent.
From being sweet in the beginning to being disrespectful and rude and then demanding stuff. That's another thing too. Men want to be able to do things on their own without you having to pry them and do it. Once you start acting like you're the guy in the relationship, it is over. And you know what's so crazy? Women will get mad at me for saying these type of things. Oh, well, I'm trying to help you. How do you misconstrue my videos when I'm making these videos to help you? It's not to attack you.
And that's the thing right there. It's because of a lack of accountability and ownership. And it's because of the amount of shame and guilt. This is something that I'm learning. And don't come for me, but I'm learning that a lot of women have a hard time processing shame and guilt. And I don't understand why. Because we all aren't perfect. Nobody's fucking perfect. So we all do things wrong. The quicker we take ownership of that wrong, the quicker we can learn and grow from it and evolve to never do that again and never be that person again. So like, I don't understand it. I do know that as dudes since a young dude, you feel me, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, you told to do this, like this, like this, like this, and to do that, like that. And then you start playing sports, and it's, hey, you gotta run like this, you gotta hoop like this. Like, literally, they tell niggas to change the way their body is functioning and shaped. Like, you feel me? So, as dudes, as soon as you start playing sports or signing up for like instruments and like that, and not saying women don't play sports, they don't have to play instruments and things like this, but a lot of people automatically and at a very young age start putting men in competition and competing and also correcting. And so by the time he's 6, he's used to being told to do things differently and to be better, and that he has to do things differently and be better. You feel me? A lot of women are told, oh, she's so perfect, she's special, she's an angel, she's a princess, and they get their way. So once they're met with someone saying, you're not a pretty little princess, you didn't do that perfectly, there's some dissonance that happens where it's like, nigga, you're now in attack mode because you told me you don't like the way that I'm treating you. Like, how the fuck am I the problem when I said I don't like the way I'm being treated? I'm not the one being mean to myself. I'm not being a dick to me. So how the fuck am I the problem when I'm telling you that you being rude as fuck? And so with her saying that women be getting mad at her is because of the lack of accountability. You triggered some shame or guilt within them, and instead of doing some self-reflection, these bitches turn into attack mode, bruh. And that shit is actually asinine to me. It's something I don't know if I'll ever understand. I'm gonna need someone to actually explain this and break it down to me. It's just a realization that I'm having. It's like, oh, do you feel guilty? Well, then change. Are you ashamed of your behavior? Well, then admit it and do it differently. Don't sit here and flip the whole dynamic. She's sitting here saying she be giving women advice, you feel me, on how men think and operate. And then women in the comments be getting mad at her and talking shit to her when she didn't say anything to anyone specifically. So if you feel called out, why is your first instinct to attack the other person instead of self-reflect? And this is why I say maybe I'm the fucking weirdo so many times, because my first nature is to do the reflection before I do the attacking. I don't even care how you operate and what you got going on. If you over here, like they said in the Bible, it said before you go and pull the splinter out your neighbor's eye, pull the splinter out your own fucking eye. How you gonna help somebody else see if you can't see? So if you helping me see myself more clearly, I'm all here for it, because I can't see myself all the time. I want to be the best version of me I could possibly be. So if you're telling me that I did something that was an inconvenience or a shortcoming on my behalf, the sooner that I figure out why and rectify that thinking in me, the sooner I become a better version of myself. And I didn't realize that more people didn't fucking think that way.
If you're this type of woman, all you got to do is just change your mouth. Quit talking over people. Quit being rude. Quit acting like you know everything. It doesn't make any sense. If you're not good in that department and other women are, let them teach you, baby. It's like you. If you can't cook, you want a woman who could teach you how to cook, right? Wouldn't you be quiet so you can learn? You know? So, I'm Mexican and black, and you guys know this. But for all the women who don't know me, I'm It's Tay Tay Baby. A lot of women don't like my takes because of how I talk. I'm very cutthroat. I'm very straightforward. I like to be honest and authentic. There's no point of lying and sugarcoating things when you're a grown adult. I'm going to give it to you straight so that way you can learn the quickest way. Look, from my experience, what I have seen and the reason why Mexican women get wifed up so much is because I have never, ever once heard all the women on my mom's side are Hispanic. They all cook and clean. I've never heard them once say they're a slave. I never once heard them complain. My grandma used to make breakfast, lunch, dinner, and dessert every day. Every day. If there was leftovers, there was leftovers. But every day, and didn't complain. My sister does the same thing. And my sister actually works. She's a nurse. My, my aunts do the same thing. So that's why I trip out when women get upset at these type of things. But those women have men taking care of them. Now, are there men out here who will take advantage of that? Of course, we're not talking about those men. So I really feel like if you want a man to take care of you and do those things, be a good woman. Show him the reason why he should marry you. Show him the reason why he should do things for you. That's being a sweet woman. That's being his peace. That's making him laugh, being a good time, being good to be around. Enjoy having sex with that man. There's nothing wrong with pleasing him. That's your man. That's why you should get with a man you want to indulge in. Don't get with a man you're not attracted to. And make him food. It should be your love and your urge and like it should be something that you want to do. Like if you're one of those women.
And that's the thing. It's like, it's okay if that's not what you want to do with your life or how you feel about your relationship. But this is something else that we have to learn. Not everyone is fit to be in a relationship. Not everyone is fit to be in a partnership. Not everyone is fit for a marriage. And so sometimes people will internally know that they don't want to do the things that are necessary of being a good partner, of being a good relationship partner. You feel me? But they see the outside world in relationship and they want that validation, or they covet what they see in other people's relationship dynamics, knowing damn well they don't have the emotional bandwidth in them to even be a good person, let alone a good partner. And that's where we come to this conflict where it's like, why do I have to do X, Y, and Z just to feel loved? You don't. You just don't feel loved. So you want someone to perform it in the way you see other people get the performance. Maybe you should look to be whole outside of someone tap dancing for your attention and approval.
Where you're like, oh fuck, I gotta cook. Oh my god, I gotta suck his dick. I'm telling you, you are gonna have the worst time and he's gonna be able to see it. Energy doesn't lie. I feel like that's why a lot of women are married. And I'll be honest with you, it's not to be disrespectful. I have never seen Mexican or white women make a video on social media. I don't even really hear it in real life of them going, I don't want to cook, I don't want to clean, I'm not a slave. Do you know the people who do that all the time? Black women. Every time there's a video talking about how they hate men and they're not getting enough money from men and men aren't doing enough for them, it's always black women. And then you guys are always making videos on how you hate black men.
So I'm gonna say that part of this is a psyop and intentionally done. And the fact that the internet has become a safe space to do such has given other people, the volition to say, I agree with that take, so I'm gonna promote it, right? And that's part of the reason why I said I don't like the overall sentence that is on or at least that was on the podcast, and centering and calling out only black women. I wanted to specifically address what I saw in that video with her behavior, because I'm not going to say she didn't have a valid point, but she raised the question. She repeated the same question 5-6 times and overspoke everyone who tried to throw in some answer, anecdote, or response to what she was saying. And that is what I wanted to speak on, is how she overspoke everyone. And the fact that when talking about other cultures, in the same breath, she said, but why does that matter? Without taking into account how these cultures handle shit, whether it's relationships, money, like leadership in the household. Like, it's one thing to look at the outside version of something and say, I want that. It's another thing to actually adapt the same beliefs, values, and qualities of it and instill that in you. And that's what I wanted to address. People saying that they want the same outside as other cultures, but not adhering to the behaviors and lifestyles of that culture, right? And then the fact that the internet has become a safe space to say black men this and black women that. As a black man who knows that I do not behave a majority of the way that gets demonized out of the black man, I don't fucking be knowing what to say. And the fact that I still love black women and am, I don't want to say hopeful, because hopeful seems like I'm wishing, but I have a good outlook for the fact that I will end up with a black woman. You feel me? So it's like, for me to get on the internet and just say we cooked and shit, I'm not going to do it. Have I had negative experiences? Hell fucking yeah. Do I wholeheartedly believe that a lot of the TV and radio and pop culture that gets perpetuated about and around relationships for brown people is harmful and negative? Hell yeah. Do I believe that a majority of America has adopted ideals for relationships, marriage, partnerships, and couples from this pop culture, hell yeah. So because of that reason, our relationships are flawed, but systematically so. And that's why it just takes an extra level of critical thinking and emotional wellness and regulation in order for a good relationship to work, period. But especially amongst the Black community, because we've been fed so much BS, and our communities have been perpetuated with so much BS from music, TV, movies, like, and yes, a lot of the same TV and culture is available to people who don't look like Black people. But with the fact that they don't look like Black people, some cultures don't internalize this shit, right? They don't take it as truth or solidify it as the way they should behave. Being a Black and brown person, seeing Black and brown people behave like this, even if you don't think that you should behave that way, you start to think that possibly this is the way a lot of, you feel me, the dynamic goes between our people, right? Unless you're smart enough to know that it doesn't have to be like this. You feel me? And so I will say a lot of people get involved young, get their feelings hurt, get jaded, and just never understand what caused that emotional trauma. And niggas got PTSD. Women got PTSD from being lied on, cheated on, you feel me, backstabbed, all that bullshit. So you got to work out all of that before you're expecting to jump into a healthy relationship. I think the biggest problem is before you get into a healthy relationship, you first must be healthy. And so there's a lot of us out here mentally, spiritually, emotionally, dietarily who aren't healthy and trying to garnish good, positive results while in interactions and relationship with other people who fucking aren't healthy. Like, you cannot have two deficient people and expect to have a healthy outcome. And I think that's the biggest pitfall and downfall right there, and feeding into the fact that a lot of the Black community has been separated, segregated, infiltrated, and broken. And so niggas is trying to rebuild all of the pieces just to become a whole person, while also interacting and entertaining the opposite sex and trying to build whole relationships. You cannot have two half of a people or two half people come together and build a whole relationship. That's the problem. And you feel me? You'll have one person who's a little bit more put together, a little bit more whole, who's giving everything that they got. And the broken person can be giving everything that they got, but there's no support. There's nothing to lean on because neither one of you were a full figure or frame, right? And then people say, two broken people come together and make each other whole. Sure, you say that. But if you both sharing pieces back and forth, like, this is going to be a struggle to maintain wholeness, right? And so I think that's really the biggest issue across the Black community, is just a lot of people are coming from broken backgrounds and unhealed spaces and trying to hold space for other unhealed people. And it's just not going to work, unfortunately. We have to do the inner work, the self work, and find ourselves and our own emotional safety and regulation. If you are unable to regulate your own emotions and feel safe by yourself, it's going to be very hard for you to regulate your emotions while in interactions with other people, and to feel safe while holding their emotions as well. Because if you can't regulate your own emotions, that means you can barely hold your own emotions. Once you become in a relationship with somebody, you both have to be responsible for carrying each other. So if you can hardly hold your own emotions, how the fuck are you gonna hold somebody else's emotions? And if you can't do the partnership job of at least being there to support, and they should just fall like that, you're emotionally unsafe. And emotional unsafe is worse than physical unsafe sometimes, because I can leave physical unsafety and go to another place. If you become emotionally unsafe, that means you're mentally unsafe. And now the war is in my mind and in my emotions, and it's just manifesting physically when we're in the same presence, which now is going on a 3 level. You feel me? So, like I said, the first step is becoming a whole person as best as you can and learning how to self-regulate, self-soothe before expecting someone else to do it for you.
Black men don't do shit. Black men don't this. Black men are the worst. Black men. So how are you going to say that and then in the same sentence want those same guys to take care of you and provide? Do you guys not think that you guys have pushed those guys away so far that they feel like they're not even worthy of your love? And again, a lot of women are going to get mad at me for saying this type of stuff, but I have a man and I am taken care of. So I'm giving you advice on something I'm experiencing to help you. I don't get in arguments every night. I'm not disrespectful. I'm not rude. I cook for this person. I love this person. I want to be beside this person for the rest of my life. I'm not doing things to jeopardize being with this person. And I feel like if I want to be married in the future, which I do, I'm going to keep this momentum going. Is it going to be hard? Of course. Am I going to have moments where I'm tired? Of course. But I'm still going to make efforts to be a good partner. You know what I mean? If I was tired, I'll still get takeout. If I don't feel good or something's going on, I'll meal prep. I don't see how that's so hard for you guys. A lot of you guys want to be taken care of. A lot of you guys want a soft life, but you're not soft women. No man is going to treat a woman that's a fucking pit bull like a soft woman. That doesn't make any sense. What you portray is how somebody's going to treat you. You ever wonder why some men don't treat you nicely? Because of the way that you talk. I'll be honest with you. This is not to be disrespectful. I'm not saying I'm the best person on earth, none of that. But you guys always take it as that. These are just examples to help you understand my mindset. I don't have problems with men. I don't get in disagreements with men in my daily life. And I work at a job, FedEx, where I'm around nothing but men. I don't get into arguments with men. The same way I see some women at my job getting into it with men, having problems with men, having arguments and stuff. I always wonder, that's because that's the type of person you are. People are going to treat you accordingly. You're argumentative, you don't know how to take authority, and you're very disrespectful. I'm the opposite. I'm going to let you run your mouth, and I'm just going to keep going. People think I run my mouth because I'm on social media. No thanks. I haven't been in disagreement since that podcast last year. You see what I'm saying? So if you keep going this way, nothing's going to work for you in life. I'm telling you now, you want a soft life, be a soft woman. Work on being better. Work on how you talk. Work on picking and choosing your battles. Again, another thing too with a lot of women, and I know black women do this a lot, very argumentative and very picky. You guys like to bitch and put a man down. Every time I see videos of you guys, not always, not every black woman, but every time I see videos of some of you guys are putting your men down. Or
All right, I think I'm done with this video at this point. First off, this video is 30 minutes and she's getting beyond what I came here to talk about. So yeah, thanks for tuning in.